Hey y'all, oh my gosh, this week we took the circus on the road 3 different times for 3 different adventures. Like we were out and about all week, right? But 3 specific adventures. And let me tell you something, 2 snakes and 1 checklist later, it has been a heck of a week. So this morning, I want to tell you a little bit about the crazy of the week because let me tell you, I'm not a snake lover. I'm not. It is not my jam. They are not my critter of choice. Okay, nothing. Those y'all that love them, rock on. But I found my Harry Potter moment in it, right? Um, and anyway, me and these snakes. I'll tell you about that later on. But so anyway, we were out and about 3 times this week. So we had a really fun trip out to the library. We went to the creek with a friend, and we also went to COSI. And so, because there's, you gotta have something fun to do with little people, especially if it's hot outside and all the things. And so, this week it was really cool to watch our 3-year-old begin to model things he has caught, but not necessarily been taught, right? And I think that's one of the things. And I was overly prepared, thank goodness, because we also had an incident of somebody needing to use a potty while we were in a parking garage. That was a really good time. But mom was ready. I had the portable potty ready to go. So I guess my other lesson this week of not just being brave, but also modeling being prepared, overly prepared for everything that could go interesting, right? Anyway, so my checklist saved the day a couple times because we were out and about, and there were definitely things I would have forgotten. So if you have not grabbed that for free, it's totally free. I'll link it in the comments. But it was so cool to watch how his mind works this week in numerous ways. And now he has caught so many things. Like we went the wrong direction on one of our adventures, and like the GPS had to reroute us. And he was like, "Mom, I love going different directions. Going different ways is so fun." Like it was a whole conversation, right? So it didn't bother him whatsoever that we had to reroute to get to our destination. And I think so many times, like as grown-ups, we get all in a tizzy when things get off. I do anyway sometimes. Like I've really got to watch it, but I can get overly concerned when things go interesting or awry, or the pumping schedule gets off a little bit or whatever, like things that stress me out, right, or can bring some anxiety into my brain. And I have really tried to watch myself over the last 3 years with this little guy to not lose my crap when things don't go as planned, right? Not to be in a bad mood, not to be ticked about it, but just to kind of chill. That's why he teaches me to chill every day. But this week, the biggest lesson he brought was being brave. Now, all the other stuff aside, it was great, right? The checklist I just was great. Being overly prepared was great. Those are things I'm pretty good at, right? Like that's my jam. And I'm good at being brave. Like I'm a girl that has swam with sharks more than once. Like I'll do almost anything, right? Like I love all the roller coasters, all the stuff. Like I'm your girl for adventure. Except when it comes to holding or petting a snake. Now, at COSI this week, they had 2 giant snakes out. One giant snake, one smaller snake. Okay, so we're coming through over, to a different area, and there they are standing doing their little exhibit with the snakes, and one of them is huge, and it's on this big branch thing chilling. And they're talking about him, and so we stopped to listen. It's a cool learning opportunity. Awesome, let's learn about the snakes. And they're like, "Yay!" And now you can pet them. And I was like, "That was not on the bingo card. That was not. I'm not Catholic, but I'm thinking like, oh Lord of mercy. Okay, so of course I have to ask the 3-year-old, like, would you like to pet the snake? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, right. You probably won't when we get up there, but okay, we'll go. So we're walking up like everybody else to pet the snake, and um, they're talking about how they smell with their tongues and all the stuff, and we're watching this big old snake stick his tongue out. It becomes our turn to pet the snake, and I swear, research shows and scientific evidence shows that snakes don't respond to breast milk, and I call BS. Because when it's our turn to pet the snake, first of all, I'm having a little piece of me is literally like screaming inside because I'm just not a snake fan. And I'm getting ready to pet the snake. I don't know. Some of y'all like it's not a big deal, just pet the snake. And I'm like, but I don't like snakes. Like that's what you gotta understand. Like they are not my jam, they are not my critter of choice. Never have been. I've never been a snake fan girl. So this was a big deal because this is not my usual thing. But I'm like, I will not bow to like being scared in front of my toddler. I've learned to catch spiders and put them outside in the whole enchilada. So anyway, I'm like, I will not cave on this snake. I will pet the snake. I will pet the snake. So I'm like, all right, we'll stay at the back side. I'll pet it back here. No big deal. Reach out, pet the snake. Before I touch the snake, though, it smells me. And it turns and looks directly at me as I pet the snake. Pretty sure part of my soul went on to heaven in that moment. Because here's this giant, and I'm talking giant, like it was as big around as my thumb part of it. Okay. Like I don't know what it ate, but it was a very healthy snake. Okay. It's huge. I mean, it's huge. And it turns around and just looks at me. And the toddler, like I know, I'm like, you cannot show this fear. You must release this fear and you must keep petting this snake. So I did. Well, the toddler says he doesn't want to pet the big snake because that's okay. I'm like, cool, that's fine. That's fine. So he did not pet the big snake. We went on and did another little exhibit and came back through and the snakes were still out. And I saw that the line for the little snake wasn't very big, smaller. It was still a big snake, but it was much smaller than the giant one. And so I'm like, buddy, would you like to pet the snake? Because I'm like, I wanted him to have the choice, right, to do it again. Didn't want to push him into it, wanted him to have the choice. And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So we'll get in line, right? We'll get up here to pet the second snake. It's smaller. And sure enough, we get right to this snake. He's reaching out to pet the snake. I'm right here with him. And the snake again, right at me. He just turned his little head right at me while he's petting the snake. I'm pretty sure that was my 2 of my 9 lives, right? Gone. Anyway, it was crazy. I pet that snake too. Don't worry. It was just crazy because I was so proud of him in that moment, though, because he felt the fears. I know he did because he totally refused on a big snake, but he felt the fear and he did it anyway. And I'm like, so cool because so did I, and so did I, right? Felt the fear, did it anyway. It wasn't my jam, but did it anyway. And it's so cool to watch him, like be brave. Now, listen, he'd not been with me. I would have, no, I would have probably listened to him talk about the snake and then I'd have gone on, right? Maybe. I may have just been like, oh, cool snake, and like exit side left around it, honestly. But no, I didn't want to do that because I don't want to teach him fear of things that might not be my favorite. Like I don't want to yuck his yum, right? Just like the peanut butter noodles. If y'all missed that this week, that was a good time too. But it was so cool because watching him process, like, okay, I don't want to do that one. Okay, I'll try again. And he did try again, and he did pet the little one. And it was really cool to watch him just like bring that moment home on like, I can do hard things. I can do scary things. And it's okay. It's cool. Mom's with me. We got this. It's no big deal. I can if I want to. I don't have to. It's my choice, and I'm gonna. It was really cool to watch this 3-year-old brain work that through. And here's the thing. I'm sharing this with you because I think sometimes we overanalyze like what we do, and we try to do all these things perfectly, and we try to make sure all the meals are balanced and all the things. And go ahead, just serve peanut butter for dipping with the noodles. It'll be fine. Apparently, it's okay. I know some of y'all really got me because you were like, well, in some cultures, it's a thing. That's awesome. Awesome. Rock on to those cultures. Y'all enjoy your peanut butter on your noodles. I will eat my noodles with butter, cheese, or pasta sauce. I'm cool. I don't need the rest of that. Anyway, but it was so cool to watch him this week try different things that were out of my comfort zone across the board and do it anyway. And it's so cool to watch what's caught, not what's taught. And I watched it numerous times, just like a domino effect all week long. He didn't lose it over any of the things that I wouldn't have wanted to have done. He did anyway. And I said nothing. I let him because I'm like, you're not hurting anybody. You're not hurting yourself. You're not destroying anything. And really, it's not going to take more than 5 minutes to clean up. And it might just not be my thing, but it can be yours. That's fine. But like, it was so cool to watch him move through those pieces all week long. And I thought, how much would the rest of us benefit if we did something out of our comfort zone every week? That child put me out of my comfort zone every day this week on things. Every day this week on things. On every single adventure. But I loved it because he reminds me all the time, it's not what's taught, it's what's caught. Suck it up, Buttercup. Try it anyway. Don't yuck somebody else's yum and be present in the moment. Because let me tell you, your brain can't really be anywhere else when you're getting ready to pet a python, right? That's as longer than you. You can't really, you can't really be mentally anywhere else but in that moment, holding your toddler, petting the snake. There you go. No, don't worry. A pet snake is not on our agenda. I'm fine if I never touch another one. True statement. Fine if I never see another one. But it was so cool to watch him do that. So who knows? My hope for both of our kids is that they grow up with a very sound knowledge that they can try things and be brave. And if it's not their jam, it's not their jam. But they may find their jam because their mama decided to not weenie out, but pony up and play, right? Pony up and play and face her own fears, own insecurities, her own internal dialogue, and pet the daggum snake. All right, y'all. Make it a great week. Make sure you grab your free checklist. Like I said, it saved my butt It's 3 pages. It gets you for all kinds of events, right? So what you need in your regular bag, your pumping bag, if you've got a toddler, a baby, swim days, park days, snow days, your oh crap bag, like the whole enchilada, right? Like it's got you on it all. And no joke, there were 3 rounds this week, very specifically. 2 of the 3 that we would have been in very bad trouble had I not gone through my checklist before we left, because I would have left an important piece or 2. Anyway, that's a story for another day. All right, y'all. Be brave. Do something fun. Let me know what your kid taught you about bravery this week in the comments. And if you want to come hang out with me over on Instagram or Facebook, you'll get some more snippets of fun things all week long. You'll also learn about the 2 things that I think all parents cannot live without. True statement. That's coming up this week. All right, y'all. Make it a great day. See ya.